John Panic with the Mohave Valley Daily News, and this is your daily dose for Tuesday, February 2nd. It's Groundhog's Day, so happy Groundhog's Day. Today's daily dose is brought to you by the Tri-State Radiology Center in Fort Mohave, Arizona. Tri-State Radiology's professional staff will prioritize your scheduled or expedited needs for images and reports. Your reports are read within 24 hours, and you will receive a copy upon request. For all your radiology needs, call Tri-State Radiology Center, where your image means the world to us. Man, I got to do something about my hair, Jeff.
You look great.
I am thinking at this point I got three options. I either go the Jeff Argando route and just shave it all off. I let it grow a little bit longer and then do the comb over thing, which I don't think I got too much more to let it go and do the comb over.
Let me guess the last one.
Huh.
Hair club for men.
You know what? I never considered that, but I'm not sure if I should take that as a positive or not. But the other is just do my regular haircut and kind of stick with the ones that have stuck around. So we'll see. All right. Today's top story: Oatman fire officials refuse to resign. So we talked about this a few days ago, or end of last week, I guess I should say. The citizens, a group of citizens in Oatman have, at the fire board meeting, requested that the entire fire board, the volunteer fire department, anybody basically affiliated with the fire department in Oatman, that they all pack up their stuff and leave, that they quit. Not one member has resigned. They only have a 3-person board there, and they're all volunteer fire personnel as well. So it's not like they asked for 20 people to resign. But the fire chief and board and everybody has said no, they're not going to resign. So the group has said that they are going to move forward with submitting information that they've gathered to have them removed. Their first step, I guess, would be going through the Board of Supervisors, the County Board of Supervisors. So we'll see how that goes. But they did bring up possibly taking it all the way to the Arizona Attorney General. They've got a bunch of complaints, including filthy conditions at the fire department, theft of resources and money, abuses of power and authority, and poor record keeping and overall maintenance of the department and its property. In the story, we really only detail the person who seems to be the main instigator here is Tim McCarthy. He's a property owner there. He owns a big chunk of property and is trying to develop that into a restaurant and possibly some rental cabins and some other things that he wants to do there. But there's a whole problem there with there's a portion of the fire department's property has been turned into a borough sanctuary, and they're worried about insurance for that road going up to the sanctuary and a bunch of other things. So the only things really detailed in there is McCarthy's issues with the property and access up to the sanctuary. We really would like to hear more information about the theft of money and abuse of power and those kinds of things, but they haven't released any of that information yet. They also won't release the list of people who have signed the petition for all of these volunteers to be replaced. So maybe when it gets up to, if they actually do file a formal complaint with the county, then we'll be able to do a records release or a records request from there and see what happens. COVID vaccine in high demand. We all know that the COVID vaccine is in high demand. Reading through the story, there's a lot of information, interesting information in here. I was doing some investigating yesterday, and statewide, Arizona is less than 1%. Less than 1% of the population has started receiving the vaccine. Not both doses, just the first dose. So what Denise Burley, the director of the Mohave County Department of Public Health, what she said in her time yesterday was that we have, as of Monday morning, they have distributed 13,732 doses in the county. That's out of a population of 210. So we're talking about if we had 1%, that would be 21,000 doses, and we're nowhere near that. So even though the state is on the low end at 0.9 of 1%, we are even lower than that. We'll talk a little bit more once I get into the next story about the vaccination clinics that are set up over the next few days. But she basically said, look, we're not getting as many vaccines as we need. We're trying to. That has kept them from being able to get out of the first phase of 1B. So we've had some requests, some complaints to the newspaper about the state mandate is 65 and over, not understanding that the county sets that mandate. The state has their recommendations, but the county sets that mandate based on what they have, and the mandate is 75 and over. We can't get out of that. They believe that in the 1B population, there is, in our county, there's 28,514 there at 75 and up. We can't get out of that because we don't have enough doses yet. So we got to get those doses, got to get them administered, then we can move on to the rest of 1B. For the rest of us, for the 2 and 3 zone or whatever you want to call it, it looks like we are probably going to be into the summer if things don't pick up. There's a third vaccine that they're working on right now, Johnson & Johnson's. It's not as effective as the other ones. It is only a 1-dose thing, and it doesn't have to have the super freezer stuff that the AstraZeneca one has to have. But we'll see if we what happens with us. All right, vaccination clinics are for Wednesday at the field house. This Wednesday, so tomorrow, starting at 8 a.m., they're going to have, Safeway is going to be providing vaccines for up to 320 people. You can go to our website, click on the story, and click on the link there. If you are unable to access a computer, there's a phone number here, 928-758-0713. Again, that's in the story as well. You can call Supervisor Hildy Angus. Angie Hildis?
Sounded good.
Yeah. You can call her office, and her people will assist you in getting your appointment set up. But it's up to 320 people. Again, you have to be in the 1A or the first part of 1B category, so 75 and over. Just like everything else, they're going to sell out quickly. Just so please, if that's something you're interested in, go do it this morning.
Take a question?
Sure.
Got a question in the chat here. It says, well, they need a vaccine for 65 plus like the rest of the state. Okay. Again, the priority is 75 and up right now. The 75 and up are the ones that are responsible for 76% of the deaths at the beginning of this thing. So those are the first people they're going to take care of. Nursing home people, 75 and up, all that. When they get enough vaccines in town, then they're going to move it to 65 and up. So they are the next people on the list after the providers and everybody else, and then the 75 and up. So it's just a matter of numbers. We're not getting, just like everything else, our county is not Maricopa County. So they get the bulk of it, we get the leftovers. We get what they can get to us. So it's not good, but that's the rules, and that's how it is. They have to do that like that. So there's an advocates push wide-ranging new Arizona school voucher bill. So a couple of years ago, they had Proposition 305, where they were trying to provide school vouchers for everybody that wanted one in the state. So you could take this voucher, and instead of going to public school, you could go to a charter school or a private school. It's something that would have been paid for by the taxpayers. That money would come from the money that would have gone to the public school, but is instead going to the vouchers. You had to qualify for it depending on how much you were, if it was a low-income area and those kinds of things. The voters voted it down. Now the government has decided, our state legislators have decided that, or some of them have decided that they are going to push for that not being part of the a voter referendum. Instead, they're going to try and push it through the Arizona legislature. It doesn't really sound like it's something that's going to progress, but they are pushing forward. Glendale Republican Paul Boyer is the one that's provided the proposal and is arguing for it. There obviously are some people that are on his side, but the people who oppose it are saying, look, the voters already voted on this and by a 2-to-1 margin said no. So we'll see. It's pushing forward, so we'll see what happens there. You got more questions over there? Or no, we're good. Oops, I brushed the mic again. Jeff's going to yell at me. Every time I brush the mic when we get done here, Jeff yells at me.
It's so sensitive.
All right, in sports, we talked about the Mohave High School girls basketball team. They had their big win over Mingus over the weekend. They were led by Alyssa Heath, who scored 28 points as they beat Mingus 59-38. That moved them to 2-1. So Kylie Heath, her senior sister, had a good game, along with Hannah Burgess had 10 rebounds and 6 points. On the boys' side, the boys fell in overtime, 40-38 to Mingus. So they fall to 0-4 overall. Tough game there for sure. Avoid that. And then finally, nationwide news, President Biden met with Republicans to talk about the $1.9 trillion deal that he's trying to send through, the coronavirus aid package. Again, we talked about this as something that he's trying to bring unity, so he sat down with the Republicans. He doesn't need to. It's something that the Democrats could push through now that they have the majority in both the House and the Senate. But rather than doing that, he wanted to sit down and meet with the Republicans. It sounds like they've kind of cut some things out of it, including the lifting the minimum wage, the federal minimum wage, to $15 an hour. It looks like they've cut that out of it, so there's some progress on the Republican side. But the Republicans are still pushing for a $618 billion, I think is what it is, $618 billion aid package. The Democrats are still pushing for $1.9 trillion. The biggest obstacle is that the Republicans want to cut down to $50,000 per person in income, and the Democrats are saying $75,000. And so we'll see. The way it looks is that they're going to make some concessions, but some they won't, and then they're going to push it through anyway. So, and then a story in here on the Trump new impeachment case. Former President Trump, just a few days ago, a week before the trial begins, him and his team of attorneys have mutually agreed to part ways. He's got a couple of new attorneys, and looks like their main focus is that the impeachment is not legal because he has already left office. So we will see. Certainly will be entertaining. All right, that is the Daily Dose for today. Anything we need to address, Jeff?
No, they just were curious who you were.
Who I am?
Yeah, who is that guy? I let him know who you were. Don't worry.
Nobody. All right, that's the Daily Dose for today. I hope everybody has a great Groundhog Day. Remember, it's Taco Tuesday. Get out there and get some tacos. Where are your best tacos?
Oh, street tacos.
You like them street tacos down? That's down in front of, what's the name of the place?
That is down at O'Leary's in Old
right.
Bullhead across from Circle K.
Yeah, I got to get down there and check them out. All right, Daily Dose is brought to you by the Tri-State Radiology Center. The Tri-State Radiology Center offers same or next day appointments, and they accept most insurances, including Medi-Cal. They have a wide-open MRI and offer digital x-rays with your reports ready in 24 hours. Call them today for an appointment at 928-460
7226. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I'm John Pinecker, for those that don't know, and I'm here with Jeff Arganda, our multimedia specialist. We hope to see you here tomorrow. I hope everyone has a great day.